All right, what's up, Lexi? Are you ready for another episode of He Said, She Said with
Saki
and Andrew American Brew? So first things first, today, let's have a little vino.
So we thought it would be nice to drink a little bit, even though I have to go to work tomorrow morning because I'm considered essential.
Very essential. And Saki used to be a bartender, so now hopefully you can open a bottle of good $2 Chuck.
Oh. Well, first of all,
What are you...
You used to do this.
I've never seen anybody open a bottle of wine that way. There's a twist tab on
Cut
it.
that! Wait! Okay.
Whoa.
You're gonna edit this out.
I'm not gonna edit this out. Wait.
Okay.
You are mangling the... Can I show you something?
No, you're supposed to pull this off.
Let a man show you how to do... What?
Is there a man around here somewhere? Oh, wow. Edit that part out. Anyways, cut. I'm gonna open this bottle of wine because I'm a pro.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Oh, I don't like this.
All right, here we go.
That's not a spec wine opener.
It's not up to specification?
Exactly. Oh my God, people would know.
All right. Here, you can have the big glass.
So if you guys are wondering what happened to Andrew's hair.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I look a little bit different than I did last time.
Just a little bit. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh. You want to tell them? Oh, hair.
She took my trimmers and thought that she could work her way around a fade. Let me tell you, you faded that one all the way around my head.
It's your fault for trusting me with
It's making me feel faded, actually.
a
All right, let's get on to the episode here. So, today we're going to talk about, actually she has no idea what we're going to talk about.
I don't know.
So, today's topic is going to be like the hot SUVs that are out right now. So a lot of people like SUVs, like to sit high on the road, bigger cars, like to feel like they're driving a tank, right? Like a soccer mom driving a tank to soccer practice. It's like mall parking lot, soccer parking lot. Yeah, see, SUVs. I'm not an SUV guy, but anyway, they are like the biggest market share now. So we're going to talk about them because they matter, and there are some cool ones out there. So here is the first one. This is the Range Rover SVR, which is like the hopped up, hot rodded, special, supercharged, fast version, right? And it looks a little extreme right now. Like it's got a painted hood, got a body kit on it. But anyway, what do you think about this?
I don't like the color.
Luckily, we can change the color.
Well, you asked me about this car, so I'm going to answer about this car. I don't like the color. I do like the car overall. I just wish it was a little bit more lifted. After all, it is an SUV.
Yeah, it's funny that they have it shown off-road here. I don't think anyone ever takes their Range Rover SVR off-road. It's like meant for like the track somehow.
It is?
Yeah. It has like summer track tires on it. It sits really low, like you said.
I think for me, SUVs are supposed to be higher. I don't like the lower ones. I would personally want it to be higher. I don't like the color. I do like the headlights.
Okay, these headlights get a passing grade from you. You're very critical of headlights.
Headlights, taillights, and
Here, let's take a look at the back real quick. Think about that.
I like it. It's the Range Rover. I feel like you can't go wrong with the Range Rover.
You heard her here first. You can't go wrong with a Range Rover.
Yeah, I just wish it was... Actually, here it looks nice. And the other one, I feel like it looked a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm.
Taillights are fine. Not my favorite. I'm not huge into SUVs, but obviously, if I had to pick one, I feel like you can't go wrong with the range.
I agree with you. I actually love Range Rovers. I think that, except for one other that we're going to get to later, it's probably my favorite SUV. They are the most comfortable. They've been at this a long time. They've kind of perfected it. I've never been in an SVR before, so I'm not sure about the compromises that would make to the ride quality, but Range Rover's a great truck. Can't go wrong with it.
Is this normal?
That little
Wing?
wing spoiler thing on the back, I think that's added for the SVR. Downforce, bro. But yeah, so okay.
I like it. I feel like you can go wrong with the range.
Agreed. Out of SUVs, this gets a 9 out of 10 for me.
It gets an 8. It's a solid 8.
Okay. All right. Let's move right along to the next one. Now, before you say anything about the color, this thing is sitting here looking like a big old pumpkin.
Looks
like
a
a jack-o'-lantern
pumpkin.
on Halloween. So this is the brand new Bentley Bentayga. Okay. So this is a super luxe SUV. I think they're like 200K, something like that. Apparently they're amazing. The ride quality is incredible. But
So for me, this car, I'm lost for words. I don't like it.
oh wow!
I have so many
Speechless.
things to say. I don't like the headlights.
Okay.
It looks like a little frog. Actually, it looks like a pumpkin, like you said.
I would say a big frog.
I don't like this big thing here. If it was a car, it would be different. It's lowered. What are these? What are those?
What are those?
I don't like it. I like the range way better. I understand that Bentleys are very expensive cars.
Here, let's see if the rear helps the case at all.
It does.
It does?
It does help the case.
Okay.
It has the same little wing that the range did. It does help the case, but as a whole, I don't like the exhaust vibes. Like,
Okay. Is it a little bit less of a big old pumpkin from the back?
yeah, it is. I think that the back does save it, but also you picked a horrible color.
I didn't pick it. Bentley picked it. Why do they make a horrible color? Okay, so what's your rating out of 10 for this SUV?
5.
Yeah, I think I might even go a little bit lower. I'm popping it at 4.
Wow, because
I-
Andrew is all about the prices of the car, actually.
I'm not about this Bentley. Not about it at all. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Oh,
All right. The O says it all. I mean, I think your face is pretty clear.
yes. Yes.
We know that every girl likes a G Wagon, feel like a gangster.
No, not until recently that I started liking G Wagons. I used to be a huge Wrangler girl, like Jeep Wranglers. Until just last week, I saw this really hot lifted G Wagon and I was all about it. You know exactly which one I'm talking about.
I do. It's the G550 4x4 squared. So that's
Very lifted.
yeah.
So yes, I obviously like G Wagons, but not until recently did I start like really liking them. I want one of these along with my R34.
Okay, this makes it into the dream garage. Wow. So tell me what you like about this.
What's funny is that I do not like circular headlights, which this does have. But for some reason, maybe because the Mercedes logo is in the middle there too, it makes it more even. I like that it's lifted. You picked it in the white color, which just obviously attracts.
Not the Bentley pumpkin orange.
Yeah. I like these. Whatever these are.
Those are the fenders?
I like the fenders.
Yeah.
It just looks like a very strong car. I like it. I feel like I would feel safe in
A very
this car.
strong car. Yeah, it's like a tank. It's based on a military vehicle. So that's partly why it looks like this. Let's take a quick tool around the back.
I love it when cars have this and the tire like outside. Maybe that's why I always like Jeeps so much.
Yeah, have the tire on the back in case you get a flat.
Yes, I love the fact that you can open the door sideways and not up. Very spacious for, The SUVs are spacious, but this I feel like is pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty big. These sit really high. You're super tall. So you're like looking over everyone in traffic when you drive one of these.
I love it. I'm not obsessed with the taillights, but I can get over it. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a huge G Wagon fan. Like, I would put one of these in my garage, especially the G63. Actually, something that I didn't show you earlier is it's actually got side exit exhaust pipes that come out under the door.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, actually, you know, it's funny. You
That's
can
dangerous.
burn your legs on that. Dodge Viper people, you know what I'm talking about. But it makes this like thundering loud V8 sound. It is like a big tank, a huge truck. Super aggressive. I think they nailed it with this refresh. It looks even better than the original, and it's a lot updated. So,
How much does this go for?
oh, the G63, I think this is close to, someone correct me, but I think it's on the north side of 150 grand.
Oh, so cheap. I want it.
So somewhere between 150 and 200. Yeah? You're about it?
I'm all about it.
So this for me, maybe for you too, this gets a 10 out of 10 from me. Yeah, no questions. Okay, easy one. How's your wine? $2 Chuck?
Good. It's really good.
Enjoying that big glass?
All right.
Speaking of red wine, let's take a look over here at the brand new Aston Martin DBX. So this is Aston Martin's new and only SUV. They haven't had one before.
It should probably be the last one.
Yeah.
It looks, I feel like, I don't like it when these cars are either, like they're in between cars and SUVs.
Crossover.
Like crossover. I don't like that. It's either a car or an SUV, and this feels like it's a little crossover. I don't like the headlights. It looks like it's drunk. I don't like this here, whatever's going on here.
The grille? That's like the classic Aston Martin shaped grille. Not working for you?
No, it's just not doing it for me, and I can see this from the. I can already tell I'm not gonna like the back, just from this.
Okay, so for me, I agree with you. Crossovers, like commit to being an SUV, commit to being a truck, right? Don't do the half and half thing. It's very soft shaped, like amorphous. It's almost like a blob, kind of. And I like how they tried to get the Aston Martin grille in the front. They tried to, right, call it back to the coupes, but to me, it ain't really working out. It's like kind of an uglier Porsche Cayenne, honestly, to me. Let's take a look around the rear real quick. Does this help at all?
No, I do like the taillights. I like the all across taillights. It's been my new favorite thing.
Yeah, the thin taillight bar going all the way across.
You know what this looks like? It reminds me of a person with like a top heavy but very small bottom.
Like a bodybuilder that doesn't do leg day?
Yeah, that's what it is. I just don't even know how to put it into words. Also, I've been drinking. But I just don't like it. I do like the cars they make, but not this.
Yeah. I think the back is not as bad as the front. It just doesn't try and do as much, but at the same time, it achieves even less. It's like a very generic rear of an SUV. The light bar is cool going all the way across, but again, it's kind of soft back here.
How much do these go for?
You don't even want to know how much this costs.
I do.
I think it starts around, I want to say 180, 200, somewhere up there. Correct me if I'm wrong. These are expensive.
And people get them?
Maybe a little bit less, maybe 150. But yeah, people, actually, I've never seen one. I don't know if they're even out yet, but you Aston Martin guys, are they out? But yeah, who knows? So for me, this is coming in even below the Bentayga. This is like a 3 for me.
This is probably a 3 for me too.
Okay, so even combined, we're only at a 6. All right, let's hit it to the next one. Now, this one is controversial. This is the new Rolls Royce SUV, the Rolls Royce Cullinan. and they haven't had an SUV. So what do you think about their attempt?
Once again, I feel like it's a crossover stuck between SUV and car. I'm looking at it because I do like Rolls Royce. Just as a
I
general.
mean, you're a woman of sophisticated, fine tastes. Who wouldn't like a Rolls Royce?
I mean, what can I say? But I feel like if they would have stopped here, maybe made this almost like a square, not so much like at an angle, it would have been better. Because I do like the front.
You like the front?
I do. It's the classic Rolls Royce. They did it. I wish it was a little bit more lifted. And I haven't even seen the back, but I can already tell it's kind of slanted. Mm-hmm. I feel like SUVs should be, that's why I like G Wagons, that's why I like Jeeps.
You like it to be a box in the back.
Kind of.
Not aerodynamic, just flat drop off, like a Wrangler, a G Wagon.
Yeah.
Like the Hummers, just like a truck in the back.
Exactly. And I feel like Rolls-Royce is very known for being kind of boxy and square. So I'm kind of wondering why they wouldn't do that with the SUV. Just because, like, if I cut it off right here, it just looks like the car. Doesn't look like.
I agree. I think the front looks very much like the car, like the Phantom or you know whatever car is out, Ghost, and it almost looks like a car just with a little bit bigger body.
Exactly. And I wish they would have committed to lifting it up, to maybe not doing the slant, because they're known for being a boxy car, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I wish they would have done that, because they did a great job. Like, if you look at this, you know what it is. You know, it's just...
Yep, you know it's a roller, for sure.
You know you're rich.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know
let's take a quick look at the back here. I think, in my opinion, the back is very bland. Like, the front was so Rolls Royce with the big grille, the headlights and the little emblem figurine on the hood. The back, to me, is so bland. It's like... there's nothing back there really besides just the two tail lights, a little lip spoiler on the roof, two tailpipes at the bottom, and that's kind of it, right? If you were to pull up behind this in traffic, would you have any idea what it was?
Probably not.
There's a little Rolls-Royce logo, but besides that.
Besides the logo, I would not know what it is.
Yeah, and if you're paying that much money for a car, this thing, I
would want it to be flashy.
Yeah, you wanted people to know you're driving a roller. I mean, you can't drop that much money and blend in with the plebes. I think this thing is like, now I really should have done my research. I think it's like $300,000 or $400,000.
That's a house.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like twice the price of a G63.
I do have to say, first look, when you first brought up the picture, I was looking at it because I wasn't sure if I liked it or did not like it. Front, I liked it just because it's a classic. I wish it would have lifted this car a little bit more. I wish it would have committed to being an SUV and not so much like a crossover. You are right. I feel like the back should have been a little bit flashier. I'm not saying too much, because too much is just like, I don't know. I wish they would have done a little bit more. They could have done a great job with the taillights. I feel like that's how you can tell if a car is expensive or not, by the taillights. This is just, to me, it just doesn't quite do it. And for that, I will probably just give it a 7.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. Overall, I think it's a little bland. The front's pretty cool, but it just doesn't look enough like a truck. But it's still in a Rolls Royce, and it looks elegant, right? It's pretty cool in that way.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that I would probably give it a 7 as well. I think that that's a respectable number for this truck. All right, and let's move on to Lamborghini's entry into the
looks
SUV
like
market.
Bumblebee.
From Transformers, Bumblebee? Yeah.
Once again, it's a crossover.
It is a crossover. You're right.
I do not like crossovers. I want a car or an SUV. I don't want the in-between. I feel like if I were a mom, and obviously if I could afford these cars, I would do a car or an SUV, not the crossover.
Now, sometimes people get the crossover maybe because they can't have, maybe need an SUV for the space and things, but they also want a car that can go fast, and then maybe that's why they settle for the crossover, because it's kind of split the baby, right? But you're compromising.
But at the same time, if I do have that much money and I want a car that's spacious, you're probably like older, you probably have kids. I would not want my kids in this car.
Why?
Because it's expensive. They're
gonna
eating,
be
they're drinking,
eating their
they're
Cheerios
sneezing, they're
and
farting, they're
throwing up in there?
Yeah, no.
So I will say, out of all the SUVs we looked at today, this is by far the fastest and the best performer. Like, this thing basically drives like a Lamborghini, like an actual sports car Lamborghini. So in that sense, for someone that maybe has some luggage needs or a dog, whatever in the trunk, and you really want to still go super fast, I can see this making a little bit more sense than, maybe some of the others.
All right, let me start off by...
Tell us about Bumblebee.
Let's talk about Bumblebee. I love Bumblebee to begin with. Headlights, I like. This is cool. The hood has a little cutout for the logo, and it's almost Transformers-like Bumblebee.
It does kind of look like a Transformer, especially with these like yellow parts in the grill.
Futuristic, like sort of thing look. I do dig it. I don't know what is that?
It's a camera and sensors in there. So do you think that like they nailed the look of the Lamborghini of SUVs?
I think they did a great job.
Like, if you see this, are you like, that's a Lamborghini?
Oh, for sure.
Even though it's an SUV. So that's good. They accomplished that.
Yes. I do like the car. Notice that I said car, not SUV.
Because it is kind of like a crossover car. Yeah. Oh, you want to check the back real quick?
No. No.
Oh, did they ruin it?
Yeah. Once again, it's a ball.
It's a ball.
SUVs in my head, I feel like they're more boxy, they're more big. Like this just, I don't like that slanted.
The tail lights can't save it, the exhaust pipes can't save it.
No, I was getting to that.
Okay.
I love those tail lights.
Yeah.
I like that. But I think I really like the front. The back really undid it for me. So this is at a even for me.
Okay. Yeah, to me, the back is not nearly as compelling as the front of this car. The front's super aggressive, like Saki said. It's almost like a Transformer, right? The back is, it's pretty rounded for Lamborghini. It's not as edgy. Although I don't hate it as much as she does. I think it still looks pretty cool. And I respect the insane speed that this thing is capable of. So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10.
I really like the front. I do not like the back. I wish they would have made this, once again, higher, boxier. They didn't have to make it so boxy, but this, I don't like this. I would give it a 7.
7 out of 10?
Mainly because of the back.
Okay. And so now, I think you guys have heard it all. We've run through the latest and greatest SUVs that are out right now.
Which one's your favorite?
My favorite's got to be the G Wagon. Come on.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, Post Malone knows. Everybody knows. It's the G Wagon. I think it's just the best version of a truck, like an SUV that's a truck. It's imposing. It's big.
But I want to hear what is you guys' favorite.
Yeah, so if you guys could let us know in the comments.
Comment below. Let us know which one was your favorite car and why. Maybe we didn't see why while we were doing it, so maybe you can help us out.
Yeah, let us know if it's any of these besides the Bentley, because we don't want to know if it's the Bentley. But
not that pumpkin.
Thanks for joining us for what was an impromptu wine night here, Tuesday wine night, as we talk some cars, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Later.
So I like Aston Martin.
You like what? Ashton Kutcher?
I like Ashton Kutcher too, but
yeah.